Video number 5, software development life cycle, software testing life cycle, types of software testing, levels of testing, and testing maturity models. And we also discussed about SDLC models, which includes waterfall model, spiral model, hybrid model, prototype model, and V process model. And we also touched upon agile model. So in this tutorial, we are going to discuss about manual testing. We already touched upon what is manual testing, but we will actually, understand what is the course content given by javapoint.com. And why I have chosen Java Point, I have already mentioned. If you are watching this video first time in this, so I found that this content is very good and elaborative, for the software tester to actually build their knowledge. Okay, so that is why I chosen. There are other websites also there where you can actually go through, like tutorials point or w3schools.com, or other sites are also there. But if you recommend any other site, I can actually go through that and then walk through that one. But let us actually complete this course content which is actually mentioned here as part of our testing. And this is actually created for the benefit of people who are who wanted to do internship with my company, which is MySys IT Services OPT Private Limited. And I am offering internship of 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 1 year. And also I am giving a free 1 month internship, and 1 month will be free, and it is offer is running, and 3 months it will be cost of 3,500 for a 3 months extension. And I will give a certificate from this company, MySys IT Services OPT Private Limited, which is a registered company. And where do you work? You will be able to work on software.com or any other website which I am developing. And software.com has a list of softwares where you can actually I will give you the list of softwares, and then you can actually become a software reviewer. And then if you give the prepare the content and then give me that, and I can post it in the site, and your name will be listed in that, and then you can actually claim as a software reviewer in your experience also. And also I have done a lot of games, and network games, and desktop applications. So you can also become testers for a couple of games. So coming back, if you want to do the internship, you can send mail to submit@mysys.com, or you can also connect me in LinkedIn VMR, and then direct message me. So that is about. So let us move back to our core concept, that is manual testing. So manual testing is a software testing process in which test cases are executed manually without using any automated tool. Okay, all test cases are prepared by the tester, and then those will be executed manually according to the end user's experience or perspective. Okay, it ensures whether the application is working as mentioned in the requirement document or not. Test cases are planned and implemented to complete the 100% of the software application. Test case reports are also generated manually. So manual testing, as it is talked about, right? Manual tester, they will actually take the requirement specification document, and they will prepare the test cases, test scenarios, or test cases based on the test case document. They will also create a test data for that particular test cases, and then what is the expected behavior of the testing, and then they will actually execute the testing as part of the testing. So let us understand why we need a manual testing. Okay, so when our application comes into the market and it is unstable, or having a bug or issue, or creating a problem while end users are using it, if you don't want to face these kind of problems, we need to perform one round of testing to make the application bug free and stable, and deliver a quality product to the client. Because of the application is bug free, and end user will use the application more conveniently. So types of manual testing we already discussed, which is white box testing, black box testing, and gray box testing. Okay, white box testing is actually done by the developer as a part of the unit testing, and they will check that every line of code is touched before giving it to the test team. Okay, since the code is visible for the developer during the testing, that is why it is known as a white box testing. Okay, and we will actually discuss more when we have touched upon the topic in the our course content. Black box testing is actually done by test engineer who is actually understand the functionality of the application and test that based on the client's needs, and then gives whether application is working or not, and gives the defects to the developers for doing the fixing the defects. Gray box testing is a combination of white box and black box. It can be performed by the person who knew both coding and testing. And if the single person performs white box as well as black box testing for that application, it is known as gray box testing. In earlier days, only developer will actually do the unit testing, and then he will actually participate in the remaining testing before it is released, before actually this testing phase is separated out and given it to the separate testing team. So how to perform software testing? First, tester observes all the documents related to software to select testing areas. Tester analyzes the requirements documents to cover all the requirements stated by the customer. Then tester develops the test cases according to the requirements document. So what are the contents of the test case? It will contain the test case number, and then a test description, and then input test data, and expected behavior, and any remarks, and then expected outcome, right? So all test cases are executed manually by using the black box testing and white box testing. Basically, testers will do the black box testing. If bugs occur when the testing team inform this to the development team, so they will actually use some of the tools such as Jira, Bugzilla, test reporting tool, and then once the testing is done, then this development team, it will be handed over to the development team, and they will actually verify, and if it is a big defect really, then they will actually developer actually fix that one, and then revert back to the tester to do that as part of the release. It will go into the process. Okay, then it will come back to the tester, and then the tester will do the retesting. So we will see, okay, this process in the software development uh, software test life cycle and defect life cycle. So what is the build process? Once the requirements are collected, it will provide to the different team, development and test team. After getting the requirements, and constant developer will start writing the code. And in the meantime, the test engineers understand the requirements and prepares the requirements document, prepares the required documents up to now. Develop may complete the code and store in the control versions. I mean, control version tools are such as GitHub or Git, right, or Git, CVS, or version control systems. After that, the code changes in UI, and these changes are handled by separate team which is known as the build team. The build team will take that code and start compiling and compile the code, and with the help of the build tool, once we get that some output, the output goes into the zip file which is known as either zip or or a compressed zip file, or for the Linux, and then or Docker if DevOps build is used. Okay, so it will actually go into the continuous integration and continuous deployment, CI/CD process. Okay, there will be a set of process, and DevOps team will actually take care of this continuous integration and continuous deployment process. But let us see the then it will actually given it to the build servers, and it deployed to the build servers, and then the test team again will actually test it, and then if there is any bug, it will go back. So it is a continuous development and integration process, right? So the process will be there, and then the team will follow that particular process. So let us see how this go in this. So code version 1, version 2, version 3, version compile, and compress the code, and then build tools, and then build one, and then test server will be installed in test server, and testing will do, and bug reported, and then the bug team, developer team will actually verify that bug, and you know give it back. Okay, so that is actually the process usually follows. So now the build team is also called DevOps team, and they are actually nowadays active, and then they have a set of tools to monitor and deliver it. Okay, so CVS control version team. I have prepared a separate video on GitHub and Git and GitHub control version tools. So if you wanted to, you can go to that one. So in this, we actually save different types of versions, and then you know version control is maintained, and branch needs to be done, and then we need to actually go back to the right version to be given to the test team to do the testing, and right team needs to be given to the release version also. Okay, so that is actually one. Now there is a test cycle, we discussed that one. Okay, so how frequently we are getting the new build? We cannot give a daily build, right? We can get a new build once 3 days or 2 days, or daily will be a difficult, but based on the build, our test team needs to prepare it, plan it, and then execute okay, as per the test plan and test cycle. Advantages of manual testing. So it does not require programming knowledge while using the black box testing. You just need to understand the application requirement specification and how to do it. Your aim is to detect as many defects as possible which are not meeting the requirements. It is used to test it dynamically, changing the GUI designs. Okay, so you also need to test it if there are any changes in the GUI designs, and ensure that user usability and user testing is smooth, and navigation is smooth for a UI testing. Tester interacts with the software as a real user, so that they are able to discover usability and user interfaces issues. It ensures that the software is a 100% bug free. It is a cost effective and easy to learn for new testers. Disadvantages of manual tester. It requires large number of human resources. It is very time consuming because human has to do the manual testing. Tester develops test cases based on their skills and expertise. There is no evidence that they have covered all the functionalities or not. Test cases cannot be used again. Need to develop, right? Need to develop. Oh, sorry, the system is very slow. So it does not, since two teams work together, sometimes it is difficult to understand each other's motives. It can mislead process. So developers will always argue that particular requirement is not there. It is a new requirement. It is a new feature, or it is not documented in the requirement specification. But user, tester can raise the defect, and that can be that can impact the usability, or it is not meeting the requirement standards. They can all defend and then argue, and then if it is really a defect, then that has to be fixed. Otherwise, if it is a new change request, then that has to go as a change request, and it has to go through the change request process. Okay, so that is on the so let us understand if there are any tools are there. In manual testing, different types of tools like integration, security, performance, and bug tracking. We have various tools such as Jira, Bugzilla, as we have been telling, Mantis, Jab, JUnit, SC, Load Runner, Citrus, Sonar Cube, etc. available in the market. Some of the tools are open source and some are commercial. Okay, these are the manual testing tools. Load Runner is a performance testing tool. Mantis. Okay, we'll see what are these ones. So it is a commonly used performance testing tool. Load Runner is mainly used to support performance testing for wide range of procedures, number of approaches and application environments. Okay, so we already discussed about it is a performance test tool. uh, so you come to this and understand. The next tool is Citrus is an integration testing tool, which is actually most commonly used test frame. It is written Java programming. It is mostly used to request and respond to server side and client side and validate the XML JSON files. Citrus. Okay, so it is integration testing tool. So if you want, you can. JAP is open source web-based web application security scanner. It is stands for JData proxy. Just like some other tools, it is also known as Java programming, written in Java programming language. It is the most effective open web application security projects. You can actually try it and see it. JUnit is one of the most frequently used testing tool. It is open source tool and primarily derived from the JUnit. It was completely written in C# programming language and suitable for all .NET languages. So this is you can actually try any unit. Jira is a bug tracking tool, which is open source tool, and also a project management issue tracking tool. In this tool, you can easily track all the kinds of bugs or defects related to the software and produced by the test engineers. Okay, so we can you can Sonar Cube is another testing tool. Manual testing of Sonar is a Sonar Cube, which improves our workflow with the continuous code quality and code security. It is flexible with the use of plugins. Okay, so you can test it. JMeter is also an open source tool that is used to test the performance of both static and dynamic resources and dynamic web applications. Okay, Bugzilla is another bug tracking tool used to track the manual testing. It is most widely used by many organizations to track various bugs of the application. Bugzilla is open source tool that can help the customer and the client to keep track of defects. Bugzilla is also considered a test management tool because on this we can easily link other test case management tools such as ALM and the quality center, etc. Quality center is also another tool, right, to test it. Mantis is a web-based bug tracking tool. Mantis BT stands for Mantis Bug Tracker. It is used to follow the software defects and performed in the PHP programming language. It is also an open source tool. So you can go through this all these things how test defect tracking is done, right? Another integration testing tool is Tessie, which is used to perform integration and unit testing tool. We are not going to go through all these things, but just understand and how do you use it. Usually, if you know Jira and bug tracking tool Bugzilla, it will be good to for your understanding. Otherwise, usually many people use the bug defect tracking in the Excel sheets, and as I mentioned, with the defect details and all those things, and track the defects with the users. Okay, so let us we are having problem, so let us understand. Let us go through this automation testing and then conclude on this video. So software is the as we have seen, software uh, performing task in the system, right? Software um is developed by following SDLC process, and which is software passed through many phases, and testing is one of the major phases, right? We have discussed that. Okay, and as we have seen, software testing can be done in two ways. One is manual as well as automatic. So automation, performing the testing tasks through the automation is called automatic testing or automation testing. So we use a lot of tools, scripts and frameworks to make that software run, and then result will be automatically. So we develop the scripts one time, and then we actually run it continuously. So JTest is one of the software sorry, PyTest is one of the software testing tools. Similarly, Selenium is another software automation tool. Similarly, Load Runner, JMeter, these are all software automation performance testing tools. So it will actually reduce the manual effect, and then it will also help us to not to spend more time to reduce to test the regression testing, and wherever a script it is there, and then wherever there is a possibility of automating, we should be better to use the automation testing, so that testing can be testing time can be reduced, and can be uh, can also save cost for the manual testing. So let us see what is the difference between manual testing and automation testing. Testing in which a human tester executes test cases. In this testing, human resources are involved. That is why it is time consuming. It is a repetitive and error prone. Human may not test it right, and they may not observe the testing or defects. Build verification testing is time consuming and tough in manual testing. Instead of frameworks, this testing uses checklists, guidelines, and stringent process for drafting the test cases. The process turnaround time is higher than the automation testing process, and one testing cell takes a lot of time, right? The main goal of manual testing is user friendliness or improved customer experience, and it is the best usability, exploratory, and adaptability. So, advantages of automation testing. In automation testing, automation tools are used to execute the test cases. It is much faster than manual testing. Here, automated tools are used that makes it easy, interesting, and accurate. It eases the build verification testing. Frameworks like keyword, hybrid, or data-driven drive to accelerate the automation process. It completes a single round of testing within the record time. Therefore, a process turnaround time is much lower than the manual testing process. Automation testing can only be guarantee a positive customer experience and user friendliness. It is widely used for performance testing, load testing, and regression testing. The high return on investment. Okay, so automation testing types of testing, functional testing. Testing is a group under two types. One is functional and non-functional. We have been discussing this. And functional testing, non-functional testing. We have seen functional unit testing, integration testing, and smoke testing. And non-functional testing is performance testing, regression testing, keyword-driven testing, and data-driven testing. So again, we are going through this functional. I want to skip this one because in my previous videos I have already touched upon all these integration testing, smoke testing. So go through there's my previous videos, so to do that to go through that understanding of various testing types. Automation testing process. First step is to convince the management that we need to actually go for the automation testing, because to go through that one we need to recruit a person who is with the expertise of automation testing, and then we need to procure the required software, and we need to procure the environment also. Then recruitment of automation testing is what I mentioned, expert. Then automation architecture, automation engineers, selection of the right automation tool, you need to procure them. Then choose the application, of course we have the applications to then automation team are trained, then automation testing framework is developed, and prepare the execution plan and write the scripts. This is the place where they all write the scripts to make that testing and reporting, and you need to run the scripts and then generate the test report, and whether we are able to make 100% testing or 50% testing or 90% testing, and reporting. Report include the result of the testing created at the end of execution, and then script maintenance, right? Then after that we need to actually maintain this. I in my teams several projects are in automation testing. There is like Selenium and Cypress as a testing frameworks, and then they are actually continuously improving that and continuously testing and ensuring that they are actually done. So automation testing tools, Selenium is one of the automation test tool. It is. Let us understand what is that. It is open source tool freely available to everyone. Therefore, anyone can download it and use it for free. It is a flexible tool that is adapted by companies according to their needs. So, Selenium can support any project written in any language. For example, some projects using Java and PHP language can use Selenium to test both. Selenium also supports devices and platforms like iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry for testing mobile web applications. This tester can perform parallel testing using the Selenium grid, which reduces the execution time and improves the productivity. With the programming language, Selenium also supports various operating systems: Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac, etc., and browsers Firefox, Opera, Google, and Safari. So disadvantage: Safari is the best suited for testing web applications, but when it comes to testing native mobile apps or hybrid apps and desktop apps, Selenium is not a good option. Selenium failed to provide expected tech support in testing compared to the paid tools. Testing with the Selenium does not support generating testing reports. And testers have to use frameworks like JUnit and test engine to generate them. In test management tasks, Selenium lack built-in tools that result in a communication gap between the testers and developers. Selenium takes a lot of time and expertise to set up due to several plugins and tools needed to automate testing that can only be done with the manual configuration. So there is another tool called Catalan. Catalan is a cross-browser and free license tool developed in 2015. It is used for automation testing of web interfaces, APIs, and mobile. This tool relies on automation framework of APM and Selenium. Okay, so you can also do a Lambda test is a cloud-based automation tool that allows testers to record real-time browser compatibility testing. Okay, so it is best suited for mobile and desktop applications that allow testing of more than 2000 operating systems, devices, and browsers. The Lambda test actually test supports various frameworks and tools like Playwright, APM, Cypress, Tiaco, Selenium, C, Q test, Express, Pipster, and many more. Okay, so okay, let us go forward. Ranorex is a one of the automation testing tool designed for mobile, desktop, and web applications. You can actually go through that, and then APM is a open source automation framework specifically designed to test the application, mobile applications. So it is a client-based server architecture and supports multiple programming languages for writing tests like JavaScript, PHP, Java, Python, etc. It provides a class platform testing and reusability of code in testing and can also be record the gestures as a code. So waiter, waiter. Okay, so I will not come across. So let us move forward. You can come here. Cucumber is a technically the Cucumber automation tool is the right choice for quality analyst testers for focus on into experience. This is also another good tool. So all actually come here and then go through all the tools because our main focus of this is to on the our main focus is on manual testing, right? So or we also have automation testing, so you can go through automation testing tools. So advantages and disadvantages of manual testing. uh, we actually discussed that. We already discussed this. So defect fix and re-verification, requirement analysis, so test plan creation, test case creation, test case execution, defect login. Right, these are all the activities which as a manual tester do. So advantages of manual testing: human intelligence, adaptability, cost effectiveness, personal touch, early detection, simplicity. So disadvantages is time consuming. Human error is there. You may not test thoroughly. It is expensive because it takes more time to do. Difficult to measure. Okay. So that is the advantages and disadvantages of manual testing. So let us see. Let us actually also see the advantages and disadvantages of uh, manual testing. I don't know where it is going, but let us actually see. So let us, not go to this one because I think our tutorial has gone out of this. We will talk about these advantages, disadvantages. So we are actually in uh, you know, uh, here automation testing and so now we will actually have to, what are the types of manual testing and right and white box testing. Actually, I will end this session here, and then our next video I will talk about white box testing, black box testing, and then gray box testing in detail, and then we will also go through this white box testing, types, and then black box testing, and right, all these we will cover in one tutorial for types of black box testing. Till this one we will cover one video. Thank you for watching my videos, and then if you have doubt, question, you can comment in comment section. And this I created for people who wanted to do internship with me in the manual testing. If you are interested in my internship with my company, you can actually connect me at submit@mysys.com, or you can actually connect me in LinkedIn and direct message me to discuss on our LinkedIn to work on the projects I have started in as a part of my portfolio projects. Thank you for watching the video, and if you like this video, like, share and subscribe, and if you have any comments, keep it in the comment section. Thank you all. Bye.